So back in the late 80s, there was a Swamp Thing comic book that was so controversial that DC refused to print the last 4 issues, and the original author, Rick Veidt, stepped down and resigned from DC Comics altogether. But now, almost 40 years later, DC has decided to release the hidden 4 issues to everybody, and they're calling it Swamp Thing 1989. So now, let's get into Swamp Thing 1989, issue number 1, and see what makes this comic book so controversial. Now, before we get started, I feel like I should warn everybody. This story deals heavily with the crucifixion of Jesus, and some of the panels can get kind of graphic, so if you're not comfortable with seeing that, you should probably scroll on ahead. Okay, now the issue actually starts with Swamp Thing falling backwards through time until he arrives in biblical times at the Last Supper. He watches as Jesus breaks bread, and he says that some people called Jesus the first alchemist, some called him the Messiah, and some the Son of God. But to darker forces, he was the enemy. We then cut to see the 3 wise men performing a blood ritual and summoning a demon, offering up their eyes in exchange for power. See, the 3 wise men want to get rid of Jesus, who they're calling the Nazarene, so they brought in this demon who they think can get rid of him. We then cut to Mary Magdalene in a brothel sleeping with a Roman soldier named Marcus. Now, Mary makes Marcus promise that whenever a warrant goes out for Jesus' arrest, Marcus will let Jesus get away. But as Marcus is leaving the brothel, he gets attacked by the same demon that the 3 wise men summoned, and it begins possessing his body. We then cut back to Swamp Thing, who's watching Jesus in the middle of this forest right before he starts to meditate. The 3 wise men can sense Jesus, so they start to beg the demon to make his move before it's too late. So the demon starts possessing Marcus's body again, and him and the Roman soldiers start to go after Jesus. They find him meditating in the middle of the forest, but Swamp Thing tries to intervene and save him, but he can't because he gets thrown back into the time stream again and leaving Jesus to fend for himself. Now, Jesus is able to exorcise the demon out of Marcus, but it's too late and the rest of the Roman soldiers end up grabbing him. And they crucify him again the same way that it went in the Bible. And the last page of the issue shows Swamp Thing floating backwards through time, thinking about the sacrifice that Jesus made. And that's the end of Swamp Thing 1989, issue number 1. A fantastic issue, but I really don't understand why this was such a controversial comic. We've seen religious figures show up in other comics. I mean, Howard the Duck straight up met God and he was drinking in a bar. So I really don't see what the problem was with this comic. But let me know in the comments, what did y'all think about Swamp Thing 1989 issue number 1? Do y'all think that this could have been released back in the 80s? Do you think it was worth it to wait until now? And if you enjoyed this video and you want to see more like it, then go ahead and give me a follow.